Hopefully I've got the settings properly set up here. Just give me a moment. I got to take care of one thing real quick here, and then we should be good to go. Make sure that this gets posted onto Reddit. And for anyone who joins, as per usual, feel free to ask any questions you want in the chat. I will try to get to them as soon as I can. I'm trying to do something a little bit different this time. I closed out some of the applications that I had running on my computer, and hopefully, I'm hoping that will address some of the sound issues here. Judging by the quality in the stream that I'm listening to, it sounds like it's working, so maybe I just had overburdened my computer. Anyway, excuse me. So, hi! Welcome back, everyone. While previously I was doing streams for Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus, however you pronounce it, this week I decided to do something a little different, and I'm going to be focusing on games that let users create their own content, and specifically games that are designed around building games. I've reviewed a bunch of these on eShopperReviews this week, and actually I should put in the comments, I'm gonna be linking in the comments to earlier I reviewed some of these games, so you can get a look at the codes for how to access these. Just one moment. Okay, I just posted the link in the comments. I'm going to be focusing mainly on the games in those that I covered in those quick reviews, but I don't know, if we have time I might look around and see if there's anything interesting that I haven't tried yet. Unfortunately, I won't be doing that in Game Builder Garage, because one of the problems with Game Builder Garage is that you can't search for games to download within the app itself. You have to actually get a code from online from some other person to tell it what to download. It's really backwards in the way that, you know, Nintendo usually is pretty backwards in their thinking, especially when it comes to online stuff. And it's unfortunate because I feel like with a bit of tweaking, with a bit of additional content, like if they added DLC to this game, Game Builder Garage could have been an incredible tool for building and sharing your own games. But unfortunately, it's lacking in some ways, and downloading some stuff as we speak here. It's lacking in some ways, and on top of that, it, like I said, it doesn't have a way to download stuff. I'll go quickly into the interactive lesson stuff here just so you can see. So the way that the main game, quote unquote, is set up is you have an introduction here, and it teaches you the basics of each game it's going to have you build. Step by step, it has you go through it. And then afterwards, it tests your knowledge with these checkpoints, basically saying, hey, there's something wrong with this little mini game or whatever that we made, and you will need to get your character to the apple. So what do you need to change in the programming to do it? And I say programming, I'm using that term very loosely. because you don't actually have to write any code or anything like that in this game. It's all visual based, and I'll show you what the visual interface looks like in a bit. And I would say this is much easier than writing code, but it also has its unfortunate side effects, which are, because everything is handled visually, it can all get jumbled up on each other, and it can look very daunting when you see something that's been, worked on a lot. It basically looks very complex, even though it isn't necessarily so. But on top of that, if you have multiple elements stacked on top of one another, it becomes much more difficult to select one out of those elements. So right in the beginning here, so we have an intro and a test of the stuff that's in the intro. They have you make this little tag game where it's technically 2 players because it splits it up between the 2 Joy-Cons. That's another issue that this game has, is there's not really multiplayer support. I mean, there is, but only if you're playing with 2 Joy-Cons. Nothing beyond that. It does not recognize more controllers. Anyway, so then there is a test for those skills here. Then you make a top-down game, kind of like a ball rolling kind of game where you're trying to collect all of the little apples, which makes use of motion controls. You can design a game that makes use of motion controls in Game Builder Garage. That's kind of cool. You can also design games that make use of the touchscreen. You can design games that even prompt the infrared camera to do something, although I'm not entirely sure how useful that's going to be for most people. But it's something that's carried over from the Nintendo Labo games, which Game Builder Garage is kind of constructed on top of. So then there's another test. Then you have a shmup that you make. It's a very simple shmup. And this kind of gets to one of the issues that I had with this game, which is you cannot have the game spawn enemies. It can only spawn very simple objects, and you can have those objects be something that can destroy your character, destroy an enemy character. Like, you can make a simple object that is like a bullet from a gun. But what you can't do is you can't spawn enemies, you can't spawn complex level elements. And this is all the kind of stuff that you had in games like Little Big Planet, for example, on the PlayStation 3 even. And so it's frustrating that the game is limited in that way, and it really limits your options for game design, even just that one thing. But there are a bunch of other issues here that limit the game design. And I don't say that to say that this is a bad game design toolkit. It's actually very fun, and this is a good introduction for people who are just starting to learn how to create games. They want to know kind of the thought process that goes into that. This is a good way to start that learning process. It's not getting into any code or anything, so it's not giving you the full idea of what's involved, but it is something. And before I go too much farther, I clicked off of my chat here. Okay, I'm back on the chat now. Again, if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. I will try to address them as soon as I see them. Okay, so moving on. You have another checkpoint here where it tests your skills. Then you have kind of a simple platformer where you just try to get to the end of the level. It's just teaching you more of the stuff like how to make that seesaw thing. Then another test. Then they make kind of a graphic adventure style game where you're going around the room trying to figure out what to do. It's, again, very simple. It's very unlikely that you will ever play a game created in Game Builder Garage that is not extraordinarily simple or extraordinarily short, because the game can't really handle much more than that. Anyway, then another checkpoint. Then they have you making a racing game, and kind of cool how they go into the ideas behind designing AI in this game. It's very, very simple, like stupid AI, but it is actually a form of AI that you create in this game, which is kind of cool. Then another test. Then the final game here, they actually give you some degree of latitude for customizing your own version of this. Like here you see it has a moving platform at this point. My version doesn't even have that. My version has a staircase and it does some other things. And then there's a final test, but that's not all there is to it because, oh, where was it? Ah, maybe it's here? No. Oh, that's here. So in this part, it gives you a bunch of different puzzles to demonstrate other elements of the game design that it hasn't even gone into in the main tutorial. I mean, that's what I just talked about here. All of this stuff is basically, in essence, a tutorial for how to make your own game. And that's not really the main point of the game, is going through this stuff, but you're kind of going to have to learn the ins and outs of how to do the design. So anyway, I said I was going to go through some user created content here, and so that's under the free programming. This is where your own games go, and it's also where the games that are designed by other players go. And I will start off by playing the game that I designed myself here. This is Dodgy Dave and Cannonball Cave. And that way you guys can get a feel for what I decided to do with this, and you guys can decide to tell me how much my design skills suck and all of that. That's fine. You know, it's if you can do, if you don't teach or write reviews or something, I don't know. Be a critic. Anyway. So I'm going to get started. This is Dodgy Dave and Cannonball Cave. So I designed it so that it has this title screen, which is something I wanted to make it a point to have a title screen, because so many games in Game Builder Garage are created without any kind of title screen, which seems strange to me. Like, if you're trying to make something that's at least having the pretense of an actual video game, actual video games have title screens. So anyway, very simple controls. Press A to start. B or Y is kind of like a run button. So when you press A to start, it kind of blows up the thing here, and now I can move around and... Oh. And all I'm doing at this point is dodging. Like I said, very simple games that you're creating using Game Builder Garage. If you try to make something more complex, you're just going to run into problems with things that the Game Builder Garage just is not designed to do. So one of the things when you design your own game is you tend to get good at playing your game. Yeah, so I have it so that after you survive for a certain amount, it starts getting faster and faster and then tossing big cannonballs at you. And this is basically just a survival game. It's a see how long you can go. Oh, and I only lasted 40 seconds there. Oh, and I have it set so that when the game ends, you have an ending screen here that literally falls down onto the game field. I could have had it materialize on the game field, but I didn't want it to. I thought it would be more fun for it to dynamically appear like this. One of the other things you'll notice is that the music changes depending on what's happening. There's a different music for the title screen. There's a different music for when you first start playing, then different music for when things get more difficult, and then different music for when you have the ending screen here. So I'm going to go ahead and try it again and see if I can get farther. Anyway, like I said, very, very simple game design. I'm doing nothing other than... Woo! Almost lost it there. Doing nothing other than moving around and maybe occasionally tapping the B button to run. I could hold down the B button, but then movements become a bit harder to manage, so probably not for the best. Oof, like, see there, I needed it. And given the design of this level, it's a lot easier to stay in the middle, because it's going to be the farthest from any single point. And that's why I have... Wow. That's why I have the cannonballs coming in, is because the cannonballs are targeting the middle specifically, so that the safest spot is no longer necessarily the safest spot, or at least temporarily not the safest spot. And let's see, what else can I say about this level? Because I have the ending screen literally dangling above the level, I had to come up with a lighting solution because the ending screen was literally blocking out the sun before it shows up. Oh, man, I didn't even make it that far that time. So I had to actually create lighting in here for this, which works out well enough. I mean, it is supposed to be in a cave or a temple or something like that. Obviously, it would have been nice to have had a bit more decoration here, but again, that's more work. It's overcomplicating the workspace. And I'll show you what this looks like. I'm distracting myself by talking here and not playing very well. I'll show you what it looks like behind the scenes when I've played through this for a bit. And, I mean, you can tell it's a very simple design, but it's going to look a lot more complex when you look at the behind-the-scenes stuff, which is a part of the frustration. You know, I'm just not doing any good here. So, no, let's... Okay, so now we are looking into the actual design for the game. This is the design for the character, and I'll try to explain it as best I can. But first, just so you're aware, you only get 2 views in Game Builder Garage. This is the top-down view, which I only know because I recognized the part of the game because I designed it. But you can see up here in the upper right corner, there's this ZX that tells you which view you're in. So if I press a button, I can switch it over. Now we're into a side view. And you can kind of see it flipping over in the upper right corner when I press the button. So just to give you an idea, this is my main character. This is Dodgy Dave himself. And I actually have him starting away from the level. And I do that intentionally because I do not have it set up to delay the inputs for the character. Technically, when you're on the title screen, you can move the character around, and I didn't want that to be too audible when you're on the title screen, so I moved it as far away from the main action as I could, basically, so that way the sound would be so far off that it wouldn't get really picked up on the game when you're in the title screen. And what happens is when you press the A button to start it, it destroys the title screen to reveal the level. It signals the level to start shooting cannonballs, or to start the countdown and then the cannonballs. It signals the music to change, and it also signals Dave to teleport into that arena. All of that happens when you press the A button. But it's all kind of behind the scenes. It's not like it's signaling that to the player. So, a couple of things here. Since Dave is teleporting from far away, I have Dave trapped in a box here because I didn't want him actually moving around if the player moved around the control stick. And I have it set up. Where is it? Okay, so here's the other part of the controls, which I really should have next to Dave himself, but this is over the course of moving stuff around. And okay, so I have it so that if you press B or if you press Y, it makes him run. I wanted to give people the option because I know some people prefer Y, or some people prefer different control options. Let's see. And I wanted it to run at a specific rate, so I fed in the rate of 1 into the calculator here. And this was also so that I can combine the buttons and get this all in one thing. And that is all going to be combining with the inputs from the left stick. You have a left and right input, and you have an up and down input. So all of those inputs, pressing the B button or pressing the Y button, combined with pressing up and down and or pressing left or right, all of those filter in. I'm going to switch the view here. All of those filter in to the up and down and left and right movements of Dave. That way, if I have it where you are pressing down the B or Y button so that you can run, it's feeding into the control input, the appropriate one for whichever you're using, and it's basically making it go faster. So, oh, I lost it here. I switched view and now I don't know where I am. I think Dave is down here somewhere. Okay. So, Dave is trapped in a box until the game teleports him into the gameplay. In addition, I wanted to give Dave some hair and shorts and stuff. So it was actually kind of difficult. I wanted to basically make a sphere of hair that's kind of offset from his head so it looks like he has some hair. And I had to use multiple invisible boxes here to space it away from his head properly. It's frustrating, it's weird and difficult, but it ultimately ended up working. And you can kind of see, here's the side view. So like on top of his person, I've attached a box, which is attached to another box and more boxes. I think these down here are supposed to be like his shirt and pants because I wanted to change the color of his... You have to go through some weird steps to make some things happen in the game, let me just say. Anyway, so now I'll go back to the actual arena and prepare yourself because this is going to look intimidating. And let me tell you, it's much less intimidating as you're building it step by step. But when you look at it when it's done, it looks like a monster. And this is one of the things that's more intimidating and frustrating with the game is because of the visual design interface, it's very hard to parse exactly what's going on here. But just so you're aware, this is the main arena. I'm looking at it from the top down. And you see this centered object here. That is the game over screen floating above the main arena, waiting to drop. Now, on the right side here, we have a wall. On the left side, we have a wall, and we also have it set up so that it has basically the scoreboards, keeping the time. And on each side, we have multiple things set up. Okay, so you have hoops, multiple hoops at the side of each wall to kind of look like they're places where the cannonball will shoot out of. Then you have multiple instructions to shoot cannonballs at specific intervals, and I'll get to the intervals later. Then you have instructions that it's supposed to create smoke, I think is one of them. Originally, I had them creating sound, but actually when you have the cannonballs teleporting in, they automatically create a sound unless you turn that sound off. So I figured I'd just go with that. And I also set up the hoops, so the hoops themselves will destroy cannonballs. And that's what happens when a cannonball hits the opposite side. Either they hit a wall that destroys them or they hit a hoop that destroys them. And I have them set up for every side here. You know, these three sides, the left, right, and top are virtually the same. The bottom right and top. The left side is a little bit different, but only because that's where I have the timer. Now, each of these little components, by the way, they're calling them nodons, and they have nodons for each and every little thing you're doing. Even something that's acting as a constant or a variable or a randomizer is its own separate nodon. You can't just go into a tool and say, okay, now you're going to be random, or now you're going to be this long or something. No, a lot of the time you have to create a constant that feeds into it. It seems like it's a bit overcomplicated, but that's just the way things work in this game, apparently. So here, this is all the timer elements for the game. Like I said, I had it set up so that certain things would happen at certain times. So I have it so that it runs all these little greater than, less than checks to see if something is before or after a certain time, because before a certain time some things happen, after some things happen. And then there are also flags that recognize, in this case, when your character is dead. It's like, oh, well, the character's dead, it's time to end the game. And that feeds onto multiple other things. It feeds onto how fast the cannonballs are going. It feeds into whether or not it's shooting the bigger cannonballs. It feeds into the music, what kind of music is playing. So zooming back out here, we had to create our custom element for, Dodgy Dave. So we had our title. And that's it. So let's see. Going back into it now, maybe you can recognize some of those elements in practice here. Like right now, I'm moving my character, and maybe if you listen really carefully, you can hear him running off in the distance, but it's so far away, it should hopefully not be very audible at all. So he's not there right now, but the moment I press the button, he's going to teleport. The title screen here is going to be destroyed, and the timer is going to signal everything to start. Okay. Originally, I had this being, I think it was like a 9 by... Oof. The moment I start talking, I start not paying close enough attention to the game. Originally, I think I had this being 9 by 9, but there can only be so many objects set to be created at a given time, and it actually limits it to the point where I had to make it smaller than I originally wanted to. I swear I'm not actually this bad at it. I'm dividing my attention. Maybe if I actually try to play it here. But then I feel I'm being boring. So you see Dave has his little hairpiece. I kind of felt that was fitting for a character that I've called Dodgy Dave. The funny thing is I knew I wanted Dodgy to be in the title because that's pretty much all you're doing in this game is dodging. But originally I wanted to give him a name, and originally I called him Dodgy Dan, and I kept accidentally calling the game Dodgy Dave until I realized, wait, why don't I call it Dodgy Dave? I've been calling it Dodgy Dan in Cannonball Cave, but Dodgy Dave in Cannonball Cave is so much more catchy. Let's just call it Dodgy Dave. So I renamed the game in the process of making it. It was a marketing decision. I decided that Dodgy Dave was a better name. I made it a bit farther. Of course, it gets much more difficult when you have multiple of the big boulders appearing on the screen at the same time, because they can bash into each other, and it makes it much harder to predict where they'll go. I'm doing pretty good this time. I think if memory serves... Oh, I was going to say, I think it gets harder again once it gets to 1:20, but just barely made that. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for this game. Wow, I can't believe I've spent 20 minutes on this. Well, that and introducing Game Builder Garage. Anyway, I wanted to show some of the other games that other people have made. This isn't just about me. So, probably the best actual completed game in Game Builder Garage that I played is this game, Ball, which is clearly trying to imitate the old Game & Watch games. I don't know if anyone knows what those even are. If you're younger, it's well before your time. But that's where Mr. Game & Watch from Super Smash Bros. Comes from. And this is just really simple. You just want your hand to be in the proper place when the ball gets there. Like I said, Game Builder Garage, it's just... You're making simple games at best, or a single small level at best. And so it's kind of telling that the most complete game, like actual game that I've found on Game Builder Garage, is this tiny little thing that's imitating an LCD game that's back from even before the days of the original Nintendo Entertainment System. But they did a good job with this. You have a counter counting up the number of balls that you've successfully juggled. It's just simple left and right controls, which control both hands at the same time. And it even has a thing where it gradually speeds up, which is good because you want, you don't want it to be monotonous. You want it to gradually get harder so that it still remains somewhat interesting. Of course, I use that term loosely because, let's face it, this is not a very complex or deep game. But I think we'll finish out this one game. I'll see how far I can go here, and then we'll move on to the next one. If anyone's in the chat and wants me to look at the behind the scenes for any of these, I can. But I think I went into enough detail with my game that... Oh, and that's that. So... Oh, well, okay. Here's the behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, looks super complicated when you are not the one who made it, and when you're looking at it after the fact. So... this game, I will say, it's not a complete game. It's more like a proof of concept, but I thought it was tons of fun. So this one is kind of loosely imitating the modern Doom games. So you have a dash button, you have multiple different guns here, which, I don't know why you wouldn't just pick the fast gun, because you have unlimited bullets and enemies die with a single bullet hit, so it's not like you need to... And that's it. That's all of the guys there are here. But they did a great job just making it so much fun to move around in here. Like, oh, I want to see what they could do with this using, like, if there was some way to make it into a full game. Because I think you can all agree with me here. This is not a full game. It can't be a full game because Game Builder Garage won't let it be, basically, unfortunately. I keep trying to jump up on here and I keep messing up. But that's fine. So you've gotten a feel for that. So that was Doom Eternal Garage Teaser. And, I hope that they can make something more with that, but given the limitations here, I'm not sure that they can. Moving on. Someone created a nice facsimile of FZero, and I really admire the effort they put into making the graphics in this game look this good, because, oh, they did such a great job making it look exactly like old school FZero. The edges of the track are not flat, but I kind of prefer it this way because it makes it more three-dimensional. The gameplay, unfortunately, is nothing like FZero. There's no need to actually race. Like, I could go slow. The game doesn't penalize you for it. It's not like timing how fast it takes to get around the track. And it's less about, getting a fast time than it is about not bumping into the track at the wrong angle so that you... Like, if you bump at the wrong angle, it can send you flying off the track. Oh, but it's not doing that for me for some reason. Well, here I wanted to show the fail state, but... Because I felt like... Alright. Maybe I should try to actually race it. There we go. So yeah, that's the main enemy in the game, is the oops, I bounced myself out. Anyway, visually looks fantastic. I must absolutely applaud the amount of effort that must have gone into recreating the exact look of FZero. That's like a pixel by pixel recreation. Well done. Gameplay not quite there, but again, I don't fault the game designer for that because, I mean, with Game Builder Garage, you're really limited in your options. This is another one that's surprisingly extensive, really inventive too, but gameplay-wise, I found it was lacking. So you have Y to kick, B for a bomb, and yeah, really great little sound effect there, and A to jump. Very floaty, like really weird. And you got to be careful because you can get damaged by your own bombs, I believe, in this game. Oh. See, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The really floaty controls. Like, it takes a while to get yourself turned around here. I love the screaming toads. That's so great. Oh, and that's another thing. Sometimes your character will do like a mid-air jump without you asking him to. And I don't know why that is. Oh. But just like the visual design here, the imagination that went into it, the idea of having toads that scream when you bounce the bomb at them. Oop. Oh. Yeah. And again, pixel by pixel recreation of the look of Waluigi, and it's so good. It is so good. I have to applaud whoever did the visual design here. Oh, and there I got hurt. But it's okay because I have multiple health points. Oh. Oh. Yeah, the controls here are really wonky. Oop. Yeah, I'm just gonna run through this. No, I can't run through him. No. I forgot what the trick was to this guy. Oh, and now it's just gonna start me over. So again, visually stunning. Visually, this game looks fantastic. Like, there are games that release on the full eShop that do not look as good as this game. He even has an idle animation. How awesome is that? That they actually created an idle animation for the character in this game. That is above and beyond. It's just, yeah, the controls are so floaty and so difficult. It's just not very fun to play, but oh man, like, if I'm looking to make a game and I want someone to help me with graphic design on the game, I want whoever did this, because man, it looks so good. Okay, what else do we have? Here are some of the sample games that it has you make, and I suppose I should try one of them. So, okay, here's one that's using the gyroscopic controls. I'm playing with a Pro controller right now. Oop. And it automatically warps you away when you hit one of those zones. And that's all stuff that you create in the game. Like, this isn't... It is pre-built, but it teaches you how to build all of this yourself. Okay. So, yeah. Pretty simple. Moving on. Another one where the visual design is fantastic. This person recreated the minigame in Metroid, where you're, or not Metroid, in WarioWare, where you're trying to, defeat Mother Brain. Very simple. All you got to do is tap the B button a bunch of times, but visually, oh man, I really admire the skill, the visual design skill of some of the people who make these games. I just wish Game Builder Garage gave you more tools to actually create gameplay that goes well with that. I didn't review Alone because I couldn't get it working properly. Trash Bandicoot is frankly not very good, sorry. GTA Garage Edition is not at all like Grand Theft Auto, but it's interesting. So we have a city we can move around in. And hey, got a car here. Goal! Yeah, so your character has fists that make bullets come out. It's supposed to be a rough approximation of a gun, but it isn't turned off when you're in the car. So anytime I press the go button, he fires a bullet while I'm driving the car. And the goal in this little mini game, because let's be honest, most of the Game Builder Garage games are mini games. The purpose is to try and find all of the little cash bundles that are hidden around the level. Okay, so do not press. Gee, I wonder what I should do. And it blasted off the spaceship. And now money falls. Okay, you get the idea. Let's see, what else do we have here? Someone made again, this is motion sensing, and kind of a little glitchy, but it's like a little Nintendogs wannabe game. And if I look around, the controls are weird. Like, I can grab onto a little ball if I press the right button. Which is it? No, that's not it. Ah, okay. Doggy want the ball? Doggy want the ball? Doggy want the ball? Go get it! Go get it! Go get it, boy! Come on! Good boy! Yes, good boy! Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. You gonna give me the ball? You gonna give me the ball? Sorry, the movement controls are a little off. How do I grab it again? Oh. Oh, that's right. I was pressing the wrong button the whole time. Come here, puppy. There we go. Got the ball. Got the ball. You got the ball? You know. What about over here? What about over here? What about? Go get it. Go get it. So again, amazing ingenuity to create this. You know, to create a dog that fetches a ball, to work in the motion controls like this. I mean, granted, it's not great motion controls, but it's sufficient, more or less, I guess. Just the overall idea of recreating something like Nintendogs, really impressive. But there's just not much to it. Once you've done pretty much everything I already did there, that's it. You've seen everything there is to see. All right, I think one more and then we'll call it. So someone recreated PT in Game Builder Garage. Now, if you're not aware, PT was a demo that was created for an upcoming Silent Hill game that was going to be directed by Hideo Kojima. And unfortunately, he and Konami had a huge falling out, and Konami, oh no, it disappeared. What was it? Konami, they pulled a jerk move, let's just say, and tried to erase Kojima's name from everything. Tried to basically get rid of any record that Kojima had anything to do with them ever. And that included deleting the PT demo. Not just deleting it from online marketplaces so you couldn't download it again. No, I think it was for PlayStation owners. If you had downloaded the game onto your PlayStation, they had it enabled in the code so that they could go into the code and yank it off of your PlayStation, which that's really frightening. It's one of the things that really concerns me about digital distribution, despite that eShopperReviews is all about digital distribution, and personally I love the convenience of it. Some of the stuff they can do with it is kind of gross. So again, trying to kind of be spooky and moody here. And they do a good job of creating a mood, despite that Game Builder Garage is not created in a way that really works well with creating horror, but they do it well enough here. Okay, so I think I've been going on about Game Builder Garage for 40 minutes now. I think it's time to move on to one of the other ones here. And let's do Fuse 4. Fuse 4 is a bit wonky. It doesn't always seem to work properly. It was... Okay. So right now it loaded me straight up into the projects. That's one of the settings that you can have going in the menus. And I'm going to try and find some stuff here that's not terrible, because a lot of these are either not very good or just extraordinarily simple. Let me see what Super Mega Arena Blaster is. Oh, so it's going to load up the code right here. You can look at all the code here. These are just comments mostly, but you can see here's the actual game code. This is a game code that is similar to the BASIC programming language. So if you know BASIC, you will probably be able to pick this up somewhat quickly. At least I imagine so. It's been a very long time since I personally wrote anything in BASIC, and I never did anything even remotely this complicated. But that's one of the beautiful things about this game and about, what was it called? SmileBasic, is you can look behind the scenes and see the actual code, every single line of everything that's happening in the game. And you can look at all the assets and see the assets it's pulling from. You can create your own assets. Good stuff. So I believe to start, I press start. Okay, yeah, here it goes. Good job creating an interesting looking title screen. I mean, kind of a generic text, but I mean, I'm not one to complain because I don't think I could do better. Up to 4 players, but just have me right now. Different game modes. Okay. Let's just pick the standard ship. So this we just have a pretty normal, kind of slow-paced 2-stick shooter. Okay, so there's my special, which needs to charge up. There's a bomb, which I'm not sure, but I have to imagine I must have a finite amount. And this does have health points. So, I mean, it's not bad, and the visual design is really good, but it's just so slow-paced, and you know, everything needs multiple hits to take down. You do get, if memory serves, you do get power-up upgrades eventually, but the progression is so slow. Both the progression from level to level and the progression in actually getting new upgrades to your ship. And it's like, yeah, I'm getting hit, but I'm also not putting much effort into it because it's really monotonous. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. The effort that was put into this to make this look as good as this, to play as well as it does, this is a magnificent effort, and I doubt I could do better than this. But at the same time, if I'm judging this against like games that I can get on the eShop, you know, if I could play this or some other random 2-stick shooter like Debris Infinity. Oh, I'd much rather play Debris Infinity than this. And again, not a knock against the guy who created this game, because this is still really impressive work. But it's impressive work that I feel like maybe is constrained by the software, or maybe it's just it would take so long to program something more complex that the creator just didn't have the time to do it before. Like, I'm not sure at what point people just lose interest in a piece of software like Fuse 4. I'm not sure if people are still interested in it. I wrote the review, and I hope some people are interested enough to read it and maybe consider whether or not they want to get it themselves. I gave both this and not this mini game, but I gave both Fuse 4 and SmileBasic a NA score, not applicable score, because I just do not have the coding skills to feel like I'm qualified to judge this game. To judge Fuse 4. I can judge this two-stick shooter fine. I've played enough two-stick shooters. I know how two-stick shooters work. Okay, I'm not going to keep playing this. So whenever you press the plus button, that loads the game. It also exits out of the game. If I want to exit out of this menu, I have to press minus. Kind of odd control setup, and it also means you can't press plus in a game. Here's the main menu for Fuse 4, but I'm just going back to programs, because I'm not going to design my own game right now. Let's see what else I want to play in here. A lot of these are just sample or instructional games that come with the game to show you kind of stuff that you can do in it. And then there's also projects you can download. Now, unfortunately, you cannot download projects to the Fuse 4 player. You can only download them to the full release, which is unfortunate. The Fuse 4 player comes with, I want to say something like 22 or 24 sample games that you can try. All rudimentary stuff. So I'm going to play right now what I feel is probably the best game that I've tried on Fuse 4, Senorita Spaceworm. And once again, you can go straight into the code. You can alter the code if you want. If you want to create your own variant of this, if you don't like the way the main character looks, and if you know how to do it, you can go into the code, change up the code, create your own version of the game. In fact, some people have done exactly that, adding new elements to others' games, which is really cool. It's unfortunate that I haven't seen much come about from it, but it has a lot of potential, at least. That's potential I don't think is going to be filled at this point, given that this has been out for, what, a year or two now? And yeah, I don't see any movement on it. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. Really cool kind of transition into the gameplay here, because they know you're coming out of the Fuse 4, like out of that screen. So I'm going to start, and this is very much like Snake. Except when you hit your own tail, it doesn't kill you. The only thing that kills you in this version of the game is if you hit a triangle. And, oh, yeah, like right there. I can put in my high score, but it's not going to do much because... Oh, it actually did save my earlier high scores. That's pretty cool. All right. But it's not going to upload them. There's no way to do that as far as I'm aware. You can only keep your scores on your system. This is pretty much it. This is a whole game. Oh. Gotta try not to hit them triangles. Oh, and I hit one in the corner. Okay, how do I... ZL is shift. I like entering my name on scoreboards as J. It's just simple. No, but this is kind of calming and relaxing. It's certainly not bad, and it is a full game. Unlike many of the Game Builder Garage games, this is a full, actual game. There's a goal. It can last a good long while if you play well enough. Which I'm not doing tonight because I'm being distracted. Okay, but that's enough of that. Let's see what else we got here. Taxi transport. This is one... Yeah, again, you have some game code there. This is one that I thought was really cool because this is basically... Oh, I see. I'm doing it wrong. I'm trying to press in the direction, and it's press left, right to turn. So this is basically... This is Crazy Taxi. This is a top-down Crazy Taxi game, And see, now it's telling me where I need to take my passenger. Like, that's really cool. And it's just unfortunate that the game doesn't have like an endless mode or a mode where your time recharges with everyone that you drop off, because it seems like that could make for a cool arcade game. And the other thing here is there's no sound, which, I mean, it's unfortunate. A lot of the games in these programs, they just haven't designed sound because they were more focused on the gameplay. And I understand that, but at the same time, it really makes the game feel dead when you don't have any sound in it. So I got 20 seconds left here. It's not going to matter what I do. It's just, how high a score can I get before the time goes up? Which is fine, but I feel like you could do more with it if you had a system, like I said, where like every passenger that you deliver puts more time on your clock. And it doesn't do that here. And we're coming up on it. Let's see. I have 5 seconds left. Will I be able to... No, I'm not going to have time. Will I have time? No. Oh, almost. Okay. So let's see if there are any more games I want to show you here. Overall, I was not terribly impressed with most of the games in Fuse 4. I feel like a lot of them had issues. Clean Cut Heroes here is a puzzle game, which is kind of like one of those it's like Bejeweled almost. Unfortunately, a lot of the things that you're matching like heroic characters. A lot of them look alike, so it's harder than it needs to be. Dino Arena here. This is, again, all built from code that someone wrote in the game. And what we have here is an actual first-person shooter. Unfortunately, it's super simple, and it's just, okay, I'm going to be circle strafing a lot. You have stuff that appears in the middle that'll let you buy stuff. Okay, it's loading up the next wave. I'm not sure that the dinosaurs are much different than each other in this game, besides the way they look, how fast they go, and how many hits they can take. Oh. Gotta get them gems. Damn gems! I don't know what I did to piss off these Stegosauruses. At least the Tyrannosaur has reason to want to chase me because I'm food to him. Stegosaurus is like, no, I just want to kill you. I just don't like you. I'm like, well, I don't like me. I'm a likable guy. At least I tend to think so. Sounds like a cat. Meow. Yep, and that's the issue with this game, is it's really just me circle strafing backwards the entire time. And I'm not going to continue on with this. I feel like that's enough. You got an idea how it's going to play. Let me see if there's anything else here that I want to look at, and then I will move on, because we still have at least 2 more games that we're going to be looking at. No, Breakout Deluxe is just Breakout. You know what Breakout is. Were there any here that I skipped over? I can't help but feel like there were, but I'm not seeing it. I think the problem is that there are projects that are in the game but aren't in this one. They're in the Fuse 4 player. Give me a moment. Let me load that up. So the Fuse 4 player is $1, which is nice, but it can only play the games that are included within it. Well, the 10 games that are packaged in with it, or sorry, the 12 or 14, and then the additional 10 that you can download. But you do not have access to everyone who wants to design a game. You're limited to what they give you. So you see a lot of these are the exact same games. Patient Solitaire is decent, but it's solitaire. I mean, if I play it, you're just going to be like, okay, that's what solitaire looks like, I guess. A few of these are okay. I remember Claw Combine being pretty good. So again, as before, you get to see the code. And is downloading assets. I don't know why it would need to download assets. So this game is kind of a little like 2048 in that you're trying to combine like colored blocks, basically. Like different colored ones or different size ones do not combine. And you're trying to combine as many as you can. Oh, I'm not doing good at all. Oh, that's better. Very simple, but it works. Decent physics. So the only thing I'm doing in this game is timing a button press. The crane moving around, it's doing it all on its own. Now, the unfortunate thing with this game is it really feels like there should be some way to do an endless mode, because I feel like that's one thing this game is just lacking. It really needs to have some way to just keep going and going as long as you can to really meet that potential that you really want out of a compelling puzzle game. But, I mean, the core gameplay is sound. You know, if this was developed more into a more complete game, oh yeah, I'd play this. I'd totally kill time with this game on the bus. This is fun while it lasts. The only problem is it just doesn't last long. Yep, see, getting progressively bigger. And the moment that any of the balls goes above that water line at the top, that's when I get a game over. And I'm not going to keep playing this because you got the idea. I'm just going to go back and see if there's anything else I want to try here. Super Funky Bowling. This is probably the best game out of everything I played on any of the Fuse stuff. All right. And it's going to load it up. Bear with me here. By the way, if you are in the chat and if you have a question or if you want to comment on something, please, by all means, speak up. I am perfectly happy to answer any questions that you have about this software, about this game, about any of the other stuff that I've been showing you, or about anything in regards to the subreddit at all. If you want to ask me what I'm working on for next week, I do have plans for next week. Maybe I would go into that here. Or maybe I would just dance around it a bit. I did kind of, I do make it a point to give Patreon patrons a heads up what's going to be coming out ahead of time, because I feel like if they're contributing, it's the least I could do to give them something for what they've done. Now, this is like, this actually looks like a professional game intro screen, a title screen. I'll just start at first level. Very clearly inspired by Super Monkey Ball. Oh, and then I mess up. But yeah, it plays really well. In fact, I would say I kind of think maybe the camera in this game is better than what's in Monkey Ball, which is kind of crazy. Oh, and then I have to go and mess up. Like, I like the way that the bowling pins bounce as you move the stage. That's great. And now I gotta do it all over again. I really gotta stop trying to rush through this. Oh, no! And now everyone watching is like, why is this guy reviewing games he can't play at all? He's terrible. But I don't think you need to be fantastic at a game to know if it's good or not. You just need to have a basic grasp for how to play it, I feel like. Like, there are a lot of games where I can say, you know, this game isn't for me, but I'm sure that for the people who it is for, they'll love it. Or, you know, even the people who it is for, I think, would not appreciate this, that, and the other. All right, I think that's enough of this one. Okay. Let's see. Let's do Whiteout. Let's make that our last one here. Because Whiteout's pretty good. It's not incredible, but it's good. It is a very simple shmup. Oh, and that's the other thing with this. It's downloading assets. I do not know why it would need to do that. Like, it's already downloaded them. I played this before. Very minimalist sound in this, if I remember correctly. So you have a charge shot, you have an automatic shot. Yeah. Yeah. And there I die. It's funny, as simple as the music is, I actually think it is kind of a little catchy. Almost like Three Blind Mice. Three blind mice really super easy to get 1-ups in this game. Like, I cannot see this game being very difficult, especially if you are a skilled player of games in this genre. You'll just breeze right through it. He says it, and then he goes and dies. I keep getting powered down too. Yeah, I think that's about it. So that'll do it for Fuse. Well, SmileBasic is in many ways similar to Fuse, so we'll go into SmileBasic. And then we'll end on RPG Maker MV. I think these last two, SmileBasic and RPG Maker MV, are the ones that I found the best games in. There were a few that were kind of okay in the other ones, and I actually think that $1 for the Fuse 4 player is a pretty good deal. I mean, there aren't a lot of like super compelling games in there, but it's $1, and you definitely get enough to be worth that $1, I feel. You know, even with the what is it, the bowling game, the one where you're moving the ball around, I feel like that's worth $1. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go into projects here. And here are all the projects that I've already downloaded. If I want to get more, I can always go into the other tab here, and it loads it up. It has a very good search function in here, which Fuse 4 did not have. Fuse 4, you needed to go online and get codes. Game Builder Garage, you needed to go online and get codes. SmileBasic, just search within the program. You can even sort it by number of downloads, recently updated, number of likes. Of course, most people have been downloading the utility stuff. That's one thing also that you'll notice is a lot of these games are clearly written in Japanese. Like, probably this was a more popular utility in Japan than it was in America. Anyway, I'm going to play stuff that's already been downloaded here. Let's start with Cyburst, because I think Cyburst was one of the better games here. And this is another shmup. A lot of shmups in these programs, but especially in SmileBasic. And that is a really good looking title screen. Like, if that were a title screen on a game published on the eShop, I would not bat an eye. Like, oh, yeah, that's what title screens look like. Yes. Really good visual design. So I'm just going to start the game here. Oops. That's right, because X is pause, because... Oh, that's right, and the right trigger is fire. So this game has a kind of unusual upgrade system where you're charging all of your weapons at once, but you can only have one at a time, and you can't switch it very often. And there we go, I just upgraded my thing. Really nice trippy backgrounds here too. I imagine to some extent that's probably out of necessity because it's probably easier to program the trippy backgrounds than to actually make decent, complicated, complex rather looking backgrounds. But I kind of like it because it gives this game its own unique visual identity. Oh, just got hit. So if we wanted to switch to one of the other weapons, like we have a laser here, boring. We have a heat-seeking weapon, but I can't switch again to... Oh, that's interesting. Got a V weapon. Oh no, it's still a heat-seeking weapon. See, the meters in the lower right, it will not let me switch unless one of those charges up. And it charges up by collecting all these little star-looking things. And got a decent boss here. Hey, I got him. Like, I feel like that could totally be just a full release game on the eShop and no one would bat an eyelash. In fact, I feel like that would actually be a pretty good game on the eShop. Although I do want to switch my... Okay, now I'm back to that. I prefer this. More traditional and you get more bullets out at the same time. More destruction! Like, and now you have the background that kind of looks sometimes like it's water or something. Like that. That's so cool. And I feel like that was a practical design choice because, again, it would have been more difficult to make an actual complex looking background. But I kind of prefer it because it looks so great and trippy. I know I'm not playing very well, but like I said, I'm kind of splitting my attention between the game and you people listening to this now. Like, and the levels dynamically change. Oh, this is just really well done. Like, this feels like a professionally made game to me. Just bravo. Well done. Well done. It looks good. It plays great. Like, you'll see some of the other games on SmileBasic. I would almost say, that it might be worth it to get SmileBasic just to get the games that some people have made. There are some fun games available through SmileBasic. That's the fun thing with shmups, is the whole, you don't actually take a hit unless it's dead center. And thankfully this game does have some forgiving mechanics even if you are hit. And also I'm not really trying. Okay, that's enough of that one. Just, oh, well done. So, Tot K, you made a magnificent game there. Now, let me show you one of the other ones that I thought was really good on this. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I downloaded quite a lot. I just did some really good stuff on this one. Where is it? Must have skipped over it. Oh, there we go. Speedrungeon. So there are two characters in this game. There's a knight and a wizard. I prefer the wizard. Let's do the endless dungeon. It is 2-player, but I'm only going to play with one. So, I can't remember how to play this properly. Wait, am I supposed to blast that? Where's the exit? I'm supposed to be trying to reach the exit as fast as possible, but I can't even see it. Oh, it was hidden behind it. So you can die as many times as you want in this game. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you get through it as quickly as possible. And I did a terrible job of that. But you can kind of like blast your way over. And these are all randomly generated, so sometimes you'll have rooms where it's like you don't even need to go through the whole room. Oop. Classic enemy from, what was it, Atari Adventure? Oop. So you see, I'm using the attack here more to propel myself than I am to use it to attack, because it really doesn't care if you fight off enemies. It only cares that you reach the exit. Oh, here's a break room where I can chill out, maybe scream a bit. That's the other great thing about this game. For no reason, it has a dedicated scream button. Oh man, so great. Like, little touches like that really put the icing on the cake. So sometimes you gotta fight enemies, you don't really have much of a choice. Or in this case, gotta blast the boxes. You can see my time in the upper right corner there, and every time I get to a new room it adds on to it. So it's seeing how many rooms I can get through. Oh. And it's warning me when I'm getting close to time. It's like, oh, hurry up. Oh. So this is technically a two-stick shooter. I'm using one stick to aim and one stick to move. But again, the focus isn't really on shooting to destroy enemies. It's on shooting to try and propel yourself to where you need to go quickly. Ah. Although sometimes you will need to fight enemies because they get in your way. I don't know what possessed them to add that, but I'm so glad they did. It is great. It has nothing to do with the gameplay, but it's so fun. Oh. And I'm going to lose here. Oh, no! See, you can even use the screen button on this screen. How great is that? Oh, man. All right, I'm going to do a few more here. Like, there are a lot of games on this that were surprisingly good. Oh, here's another shmup. Givers 3D. And the cool thing about this one is the graphic design in this one, they designed it to look a lot like Star Fox, actually. It still plays like a shmup, but, like, this is... If this person told me they were not at least a little inspired by Star Fox, I would question that. I would not be... I'd be like, I think you might be telling me a fib. And this is just an all-around decent shmup. I mean, it's nothing spectacular for the genre, aside from the unusual view and the polygonal 3D visuals. Every time I get hit by that because I'm not expecting it. Clearly not on my A game tonight. I got another one of those option, or whatever the pickups are called. I know they're called option in Gradius. Not sure if there's a standard term for those. The kind of little helper wingmen that you don't need to worry about them getting damaged because they don't take damage, but they can shoot for you. Like that, even with the flashing red sections. That looks like such a Star Foxy kind of thing. But the gameplay is nothing like Star Fox. The gameplay is a shmup. It's just kind of from an odd angle. Still, it's good. It's fun. I think the first one I played, I think I like that one better, but this one's still good. Like, it even has some different levels here. That's kind of cool. Obviously nothing impressive by today's standards, but it's even different types of power-ups, like this one here. Alright, I think that's enough of that one, though. I might as well. Again, I feel like this is maybe copyright infringement at work, but someone ported the Pico 8 version of Celeste onto the Nintendo Switch using SmileBasic. So if you wanted to play, I mean, this is kind of like a simple like 8-bit or 4-bit version of Celeste. Oh, I messed myself up there. Used it too soon. Like in Celeste, you only have one use of the dash per jump until you land on your feet again. Oh, right. Oh, come on. There we go. Gotta get them strawberries, yo. Ah. Sorry, kind of getting into it now. But I mean, Celeste is a good platformer, so yeah, of course I'm going to get into it. Oop. Oh. Oh, and I landed on it too. I don't think I did that right. Oh, that's right. The balloons refill your dash meter. So I got to jump and get the balloon and then dash again. Right. Oh. All right. Well, that's enough. If you've played the more simple version of Celeste, I mean, there are bonus levels in Celeste that are like that, so you have an idea of what to expect there. What else? This Rally Para 400 game. Again, some of these actually make some good use of very, very simple 3D visuals. And this is one that mixes 3D and 2D if memory serves. I can't remember which button is the go button. Oh, that's the go button. So this is a lot like Outrun and those classic arcade racers from before the 3D era, when they had to kind of fake 3D. But it's a good imitation of games of that era. The controls work well. The visuals are decent. There's actually a good amount of variety. If you go far enough, you'll get to multiple different areas. Oh, and I just messed myself up there. Oh, that's right. There's a... How do I use the turbo in this? I know there's a turbo button. Ah, use the trigger. So it's A to go and trigger for turbo. Which I shouldn't have done there because I was on a turn, but... And the turbo just automatically refills over time. So you should use turbo on straightaways. Like, again, very simple game, but well done. See, look at the transition there. That was really great. Well done. And much like Outrun, those classic games, it kind of simulates a 3D look using sprites. I think the car in the middle is 3D, and the other cars are 3D, I think. But the backgrounds, I want to say, are either... I think maybe a combination of 3D and 2D. Like, I want to say I think the ground is 3D, but I'm not sure of that. I mean, this is one of those gray areas where it could be either. All right, that's enough of that one. Let's see what else I got. Sierra Arnold writes, Sister 19 lol online. I don't know who that is. But, hi Sierra Arnold. What other games here do I want to try? Got some other shmups. You know what? I'll do the Pac-Man clone. This one is so clearly copying Pac-Man, but it does a good job of it, and it actually introduces some unique elements of its own. Like, it has a jump button. It has a dash. But this isn't Pac-Man. This is Pac-Slime. Yeah. Like, they even have it moving, and the layout is similar, and they just did a really good job with this. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Game over? I thought I had multiple lives there. Okay, jump is A, dash is B, pause is Y. Cute little music there. Oh, that was my own dumb fault. Like, they didn't even change out that cherries are one of the bonuses. Messed that up. Oh, and those feel like they're kind of out of, what was it, that Pac-Man 99 game that came out where they're the ghosts that slow you down rather than hurt you? So it seems much the same, but there's actually going to be some new elements that pop up in this level. Sierra Arnold, if you can explain what you mean by what you said, I can respond to it. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. Like, well, that's interesting. So right now, I'm sure it just looks like I'm playing a kind of weird version of Pac-Man, but there are actually additional things in here. I'll show you in the next level. It even has a little cutscenes between levels like the old Pac-Man games used to have. And now we have one of the enemies here actually leaves his own dots that I need to collect, which is a fun idea, like making more work for the player. Oh, no. I keep messing it up. What? Giant chocolate bar? Oh, I need to get that. Yeah! Oh, seeing that guy's making more work for me. I gotta clear those dots too. Ah, I was so close. I should have used the speed up. Why didn't I do that? There, beat the level. I'm disappointed in myself. I could have done better than that. See, I did not mean to go left there. I mean, I'd stop, but this is actually pretty far in the game as far as what I mean, I didn't play it for too long before, just enough to get a good feel for it. Oh, well, there's my jump, and there's my dash. Come on. The problem with the jump in this game is you need to be really super precise with it in order to make use of it to jump over a ghost. Oh. Ah. Okay, I think that's enough of that one. Yeah. Oh, so time sure is flying. We only have like a half an hour left. Let me see if there are any more games here I want to get into just now. Otherwise, we'll move on to RPG Maker. Actually, before we do that, I need a quick break. I'll be right back. Thanks for waiting. Okay, now the final game of the night, I think, will be RPG Maker MV Player. I'm picking the player instead of RPG Maker proper because I really don't need to open the whole RPG Maker. The player works just fine to play any of the same games. So if you have no interest in making games, you just want to play them, RPG Maker MV Player is free, so you might as well. So these are going to be kind of slower paced, so hopefully it won't be boring, but we'll see. Okay, now's where I try to remember which of these are the best ones. Ah, what now? I almost want to save What Now for last, because What Now was the best thing on this. It is so good. When He Shall Die was good. Xenotale was interesting. What's the other one that I thought was good? The Last Mail was... Oh, it was so dumb. It was hilarious and dumb. You know what? I kind of feel like playing this one just for its MST potential. I'm going to warn you now, some of the stuff in here is just ridiculous. And you'll also get a good feel for the profanity filter that RPG Player or RPG Maker MV has. It is an absurdly over-aggressive profanity filter. Not that this game doesn't earn it, because clearly they're trying to go for like some sexual stuff in it, but oh man, it's... I'll point it out. You'll see it. The funny thing is if you are a youngster who doesn't know swear words, this game could very well teach you swear words or profanity or blasphemy or whatever just by trying to figure out what has been crossed out. So we're going to start a new game. The Last Mail. 1 a.m. in New York. Investigating rumors of a federal government developing a time portal from a Cold War era. Son of the top American scientist, Lucas Phoenix. That's a real name. Yeah, we really gonna find some time portal around here, Mandy. Name, Lucas Phoenix. Age, 18. Nation, you... Occupation, ENT student.
I keep telling you, there's no such thing as a time portal. Heck, it won't even be here in this dark forest.
Oh, it's here, all right.
Name, Mandy Caesar. Age, 18. Nation, you beep! Occupation, chairwoman of Caesar Genetic Research.
Yeah, I believe it. We just need to go a bit further and we'll find what we're looking for.
Name, Cindy Myers. Age, 15. Nation, you know. Occupation,
High school freshman!
I really don't have time for this.
I think this is the place.
What the hell is that garbage doing here?
Could it be?
Name, AJ Durbin. Age, 20. Nation, you... the thing. Occupation, college student.
It's too dark in here. I'll go find a generator. Stay right here.
I can't believe you talked me into this. There's no way in... That junk is just a time portal.
Then why did you agree to come with us anyway?
I made a bet with Mandy at the airport, Cindy, so I agreed to come along to see it for myself. But coming here in the woods in the middle of the night is a waste of time.
I got it!
Like my voices? Really professional work here, I'm sure. No way!
You see, we told you that the U.S. government is hiding the time portal in the woods. Maybe next time you trust us from now on.
But how do you know all of this?
It's kind of a long story. You might want to ask Mandy about that.
Okay, just don't touch anything while I'm gone. I keep cycling between different dumb voices for the protagonist.
Oh, we won't.
I guess you won the bet. Sorry I doubted you before. You pay Mandy $20. No comment on that, by the way.
Thank you.
My fellow Americans, what you're about to see is a classified project that will turn the tide of war on communism. This object behind me is a time portal, designed to travel through time back and forth. We can secure our The old video has burned out.
Well, that didn't last long, did it?
So they knew about the time portal all this time back in the Cold War.
That's why I never trust the government, and neither should you. I feel like, dun, 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 the more you know.
But still, we have discovered a time portal that hasn't been operated for decades. People will want to see this when we display it at the museum. We should let the archaeologists know about this. Heck, we could be instant bill.
Oh, we won't be telling anyone about it at all.
Huh? What are you saying?
Cindy points a 10mm handgun at you.
Cindy, what are you?
Is the destination ready? Yes. Get him near the portal. I'll be with you shortly. Yes, ma'am.
What's the meaning of this, Mandy?
Move!
What are you going to do with me?
You're in luck. We're sending you on a one-way trip to the future. When you make the jump, you'll never come back to this time period.
Why? I thought we were friends, you guys. What did I do to deserve this anyway?
We need a man like you alive in our new world. Now shut up and stay where you are. Mandy injects you with an unknown drug. The drug is love. No, wait.
Oh! What the beep did you inject me with?
Move!
Don't do this to me, Mandy! If this is about your...
I said move! Don't be scared, Lucas. We'll meet again in the 30th century. I just need you to be a good boy and stay in America when you arrive.
Please stop! You don't have to do this!
Heh, we're doing this for the sake of women's only society! Okay, I'll stop. Now, have a nice trip.
Ooh!
See you soon. Now that's out of the way, I'll get ready for you-know-what. Good. Let's not any more waste time.
Waste time you shall not.
We've got a load of men to kill before we roll over. Oh. I feel like this is what really far-right conservatives think that feminists are like. I'm not going to get into politics stuff, but oh man. Wow. This is so precious. Made by RPG Maker for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think this was made by RPG Maker. I think it was made on RPG Maker, but whatevs. Created and developed by Hurricane Entertainment. The Last Mail.
Oh! Son of a... Where am I? Mandy, this isn't funny. Open up the time portal and let me back in. Come on, I know you can hear me. You can't leave me here. Oh, man. Duh!
You kicked a rock in the pond.
I guess it's no use yelling at the open.
Yelling at the open? Okay, whatevs. I'd better find a way out of here. Yeah. No random battles in this one, by the way. Oh, here we go. We got a person over here. That's quite a fall. I'm impressed you survived from that, especially from a human.
Who are you?
I don't take kindly to your kind. I kind of don't like to be kind to your kind. Your kind of kind is not the kind of kind that I like to be kind to. If you want to get to your civilization, head north.
What? What the north?
Come on, get out of here. Come on, get out of here. Shoot.
Get out of my life.
Did a really good job with the map here. I mean, aside from those clouds, I assume they're clouds on the left. If they're not clouds, maybe... Oh, there's sand.
I better not go up north.
Sand or snow, I guess.
Oh, finally. They're all women. Where are the guys?
Yeah, like you'd see 4 women when you enter a city and automatically go, oh my god, all the guys are gone. Is there anything I can help you, ma'am?
Hey, I'm not a ma'am, officer.
You're not? Then what are you?
I better move along before I get into trouble. Excuse me, where am I?
You're in Bunnytown, stranger. Bunnytown! Like, oh my god, feminists take over the world. They kill all the men, because of course that's what feminists want to do. And then they named the town Bunny Town. Okay. Odd, you look kind of different. I'm bored. Not bored like I'm, you know, I don't have anything good to do. I'm bored like I'm a piece of wood. Okay. Stay safe. Weird. Are you trying to kill yourself? Stay off the road. Yeah, because there's tons of cars. Will you help me walk across the street?
Sure thing, kid.
Thank you, kind lady.
Lady, but I'm a guy.
Have a great at the cookie festival next month. Oh, jeez. This game really could have used some proofreading. But I mean, all the maps are well designed. The concept is interesting. It's just, it's so hard to take the story seriously.
That's strange. I don't see many men around in this town. I wonder what happened.
Hey, you.
Huh?
May we have a word with you?
What is it?
Impossible. Are you a man stranger?
A man stranger? No, I'm not a man stranger. I'm just a man.
A man? Alive? No way!
Hey, you're freaking me out, you guys. What's going on here?
Alright, what's with all this yelling about? Oh, there are multiple words that could be censoring, and my mind immediately went to the worst option of the multiple words, and it's hilarious. I won't say it here because I try to keep this family friendly, but oh man. Wait, that women. Man, you'll be coming with me for questioning. Put your hands behind your... Run! Ah! Stop! Phew, I think we lost her. Thank goodness.
Can somebody please tell me what the hell is going on here?
Well, it's kind of a long story, stranger, but we'll explain. Yo! Dodora! An exclamation mark of Dodora the Explorer. What kind of reaction is that? You know I usually come to visit every... Who is this woman you brought in? Excuse me, kid. Oh, wait, I picked the wrong voice.
Excuse me, kid. I'm a man, not a woman.
Okay, people coming in making random comments I do not understand. What is Vom Red? You know, if you're not going to speak regular English, maybe I'll just ignore it, because then I'm just commenting on weird comments in the stream and bugging the people trying to enjoy the stream. So please, if you're going to say something in the comments, and I encourage you to do so, please say something that's intelligible that I can respond to. Okay, moving on.
Excuse me, kid. I'm a man, not a woman.
What? Wait, did you just say you're a... Dora, a little word with you in Selena's room, now. Clump, 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 clump. We're so sorry to drag you into this mess. We'll introduce ourselves and explain everything when we have a word with our friend. In the meantime, have a look around in our house, but don't go downstairs, because we haven't programmed that area at the moment.
Alright, just don't keep me waiting. There has to be something why I haven't seen guys around. Perhaps I should find some clues.
Find out what happened to the men.
Hello, computer. Maybe I can find some information online. Duh! I need a password to log in. TV! I wonder.
You turn on the TV with a remote. You change channels from cartoons to the news.
Strange. I don't see a single man on any channels. Wait a second. Could it be when I...
We need a man like you in our new world. Hey, we're doing this for the sake of women's only society. You shut off the TV with a remote.
What the hell did you do to the world, Mandy?
Objective. Talk to the girls.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds hard. Okay. Should I go in?
Yes, you should. You were just told to do that.
Okay. Are you girls done?
Yes? We'll explain everything now. Come in and have a seat. I think we should introduce ourselves first. My name is Angie. Angie Reagan. Oh, of course, one of the good people is named Reagan.
Oh, it just gets better and better.
And my sister here is Sophie.
Name,
Angie Reagan. Age 18. Nation, America. Not you bleep bleep. America.
America.
Occupation, high school senior. Not high school senior. High school senior. Name, Sophie Reagan. Age 16. Nation, America. Occupation, high school sophomore. And I'm Dora Rodriguez, 7th grader. Name, Dora Rodriguez. Age, 13. Nation, America. Occupation, we just established all of this.
Hi, my name is Lucas Phoenix. It's nice to meet you three. Sorry, you won't see my intro. It's already happened.
Lucas, eh? Never heard of that name before, but cute though. Anyway, I bet you have a lot of questions. Ask away.
I only have 3 for now. Where am I?
You were told it's Bunnytown, apparently. You're in Bunnytown, New Ingrid.
New Ingrid? Never heard of that city nor state before. Let me ask you a different question. What's the today's date?
Oh, just the grammar in this game. It's March 27th, 520 WD.
520? That doesn't make sense.
You don't seem to recognize our year at all, Lucas. Where did you come from, really?
Well, how to put this? My friends were investigating some rumors of the time portal in the middle of the woods at night while I was heading back home from studying overseas. I didn't believe it at first, but it was there.
Did you say a real time portal?
Yes, but that's not the end of the story, Dora. You should not interrupt. You are being very rude.
Fine, I'll go and stand in the corner. Oh, no, wait, that's him.
I didn't notice before, but my friends knew the time portal all along. They set me up and threw me in at gunpoint. They've also said we'll meet again in the 30th century when I arrived here. Come to think of it, I must have been gone for 900 years at least.
900 years? So that means you're from the past. Yeah, good call. Good catch.
Yeah, I must get back to the past and pay my former friends a piece of my mind.
We'll help you any way we can, Lucas. Wait, we are? Hey, we've got to help him out, Sophie. Lucas, what was your third question?
Yeah, what happened? Huh?
Angie! Sophie!
Uh-oh.
Oh goodness, it's Selena. Lucas, stay here. Hey, wait for me!
I better defuse the situation.
Go downstairs and calm everyone down.
Ooh.
What the hell were you thinking, running from the cops earlier?
What are you talking about?
Don't take double recess! I had a call with PPD, and they say you ran away with a stranger!
Oh, wow. I think I'm going to have to stop doing that voice. That kind of hurts. What are you hiding? We're not hiding anything. We're just in a hurry to get back home. Is that so? Well, maybe we should have a look.
Stop it! Whatever you're arguing about, I'm sorry to drag your family into this. I'll just...
So, you did let a stranger in?
Ma'am, we appreciate for you to come down and talk to us. Take a seat in the couch and we'll talk this over. Not on the couch, in the couch. It will envelop you. Oh, thanks a lot, Lucas.
Okay, I'm in the couch now. And for your information, it's sir, not ma'am.
Sir?
Okay, we can explain everything. You better start talking, Sophie, right now.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying this stranger you brought in is
A real live man? That's not possible. All of the human males has been extinct for centuries. How could you...
Extinct? What happened to the men in this world?
That's your third question? Dave, how to put this? About 900 years ago, someone used a strange mineral that is extremely toxic to human males to pollute the planet. That mineral is far worse than coal. It took over the planet's oxygen system by 10 years, and it suffocated every male on the planet with or without gas mask. Wow, just bad. Just so bad. It killed off every single males on Earth by the end of 3rd century BD.
You mean the males were killed off by the late 22nd century of my time?
However, the mineral who killed all the males on Earth was eventually depleted, and the planet was purified once again. I'm sorry to tell you, but only woman exists in this world. Well, until you came, Lucas. What we're trying to say is, you're the last male alive in this world.
This This can't be happening! My friends and my family, they're...
She hugs you tightly.
There. Everything is gonna be alright.
Angie, Sophie, you did a good thing bringing him in. If the Forbidden Government had found him sooner, they would have taken him away and keep him to themselves.
So we're not in trouble after all? We're cool?
No, I'll call BPD tomorrow morning and let them know we sorted all things out.
What are we gonna do with Lucas?
We'll keep him.
What? Is it wise to have him in our house? What if the goat...
He has no family and nowhere else to go, Marie! Besides, Angie and Sophie has 3 beds in their room, am I right?
Yes, we do.
Then it's settled. Lucas, welcome to your new home! Yay!
Apparently I'm going Miss Piggy for her for some reason.
Now then, I'll go make chicken salad for supper.
I'm going to go home now. Take care, Lucas. Dora's going to go exploring. We'll be upstairs if you need us. I guess we should introduce ourselves. My name is Marie, and our guardian is Selena.
Name, Marie Reagan. Age 20. Nation, America. Occupation, college student. Name, Selena Reagan. Reagan, I guess. Probably Reagan. Age, 23. Nation, America. Occupation, office worker.
It's nice to meet you.
You and Marie shake hands.
You must be exhausted from all the walking all the way to this town. Have a nice hot bath before Selena's done cooking. It's the left side of the kitchen and the pantry.
Thank you.
Objective, take a bath.
Okay. I guess I am kind of dirty. Should I take a bath now? Okay. Mandy, you monster. I know you're behind this massacre. When I get back to the past, you're dead. I really needed a bath. Strange. If women exist in this world, how would they reproduce for all these years? Marie, what are you doing here?
Is there a problem?
It's never mind. May I ask you something?
Sure, what do you have in mind?
If women only exist in this world, how would they make children without men?
As far as I know, they used to do drafts on us. It's kind of a lottery thing. When they match the numbers, one lucky woman will travel to the Forbidden Lands and gets pregnant there. No one knows how, though, but they've stopped doing it for 3 years.
Who are that?
Shush, 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 shush. Marie kisses you. Because, of course, all women are horny in this game. They're just holding it in until they get the chance to get you alone and naked. Now then, shall we get well acquainted, cutie?
What are you doing?
I think you know what. Would you like to save your game now?
Why, yes, I think I shall.
Okay, I think that's enough for this game. I've gone, wow, 20 minutes over the established limit. So I guess I won't be playing any other RPG Maker games at this point. I just played the one silly one. There are good games on RPG Maker. You just have to find them. And I have a few listed. There are some that are very well written, that have a great story. It's just that kinda wasn't one of them. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this week. Next week, I haven't quite decided yet what it is that I will be playing for the stream. At this point, I'm not sure if I will be streaming. I haven't really seen many people express an interest. So if you find yourself enjoying these, if you manage to stick through all the way to the end of this, please say so. Put a note in the comments or make a comment in the subreddit thread that I posted about this. I would very much appreciate hearing from you. I don't want to do one of those please like and subscribe things because I really don't care. I'm not here for that. But I would like feedback to actually know what people are interested in. So I'm not just pouring my time into something that nobody cares about. Anyway, that's it for this time. A couple things I learned about the streaming device, the Elgato HD60S, since things that I learned in the last session. Number one, apparently I need to give it a few seconds after I'm done talking before I end the stream, or it'll just cut me off. So if I stop talking at the end and it just keeps going, that's what I'm trying to do. And let's see. I guess the other thing was I tried to close out some of the windows I was opening, so hopefully this will be a smoother stream. Anyway, that is it for today. And I will maybe catch you next week, same time. All right, catch you then. Bye.